Today, I'm going to show you how to fix a too tight edge on a crochet piece. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, where you've worked up from the bottom and then all of a sudden, after you've done hundreds of rows, you realize that the beginning row, even though it has the same number of stitches as the ending row, is way too tight. And you just throw it aside because you just don't want to tear it all out. Well, you don't have to. Here's a fix. So, once we've identified where the slip knot is, we are going to look at the edge very closely. About 1.5 inches away from the slip knot, you want to place your first cut. And what you want to do is you want to pick up at least one loop of that chain and cut it. How brave. Now I'm pulling it a little bit and it'll sort of come out. But you usually have to walk it back a little bit with a needle. These don't come out that easily. But I've cut the one loop and I'm going to walk it back. There we go. All right, there's our slip knot. I'm going to leave that side and I'm going to go over to this other side. That's always my test because it won't come out otherwise. And over here, I'm going to cut one part of the chain again. And I'm going to peel it back. Now, oddly enough, if you do it right, you can actually unpeel it. Oops, this one doesn't want to come out. Because the yarn was woven in, the yarn end. This is what you expect more often than not. Now, you would have suspected it would come out just as easily, but anyway. Okay, let's just fuss with a little bit. All right, so I'm going to walk this one back now. There we go. And if I do it right, I can just pull this yarn end. See, it's snagging on other fibers of the yarn, but I can pull this end and completely undo this side. Now this yarn is eventually going to come out. You'll want to cut it and pull this end out. Now we have some of it already pulled out from this end, so I'm going to pull the rest of that out. And what that does is it releases the bottom two loops of the crochet. And I'm going to insert my hook through two of the edge loops. I'm going to pull up a loop and pull through to make a chain. It's actually a slip stitch, to make a slip stitch. Then I'm going to return to the second loop. And you can see it, this is the first loop, this is the second loop. This one and this one. Pull up a loop and pull through the chain. Then go back into this space and then the next stitch, pull up a loop. It just takes up a little extra slack, so the hole at the bottom of this isn't too large. And so what we have is a edge. So we're going to pick up this and the next one, the same one that we just did, and then the we have more yarn to pull out. So I'm going to find that yarn and I'm going to pull it this direction, because it really doesn't matter whether I pull it one way or the other, but it was just getting in my way. So now I have these nice big loops. So we're going to continue across, and it's just important to be consistent across so that your edge looks the same all the way across. So insert it and into the next one. Pull through, insert here, insert there, pull through. Now at the very end, you'll see a loop. That was where the slip knot was originally formed, and the knot came out with the rest of the yarn that we pulled out. But now I'm on the very last thing, and I want to make sure, and this is a little tight, but I want to make sure I get my hook in that last little loop and pull it through just like the rest of them. Now, isn't that nice how that looks? Now, I'm going to pull this loop up, and there's one more thing that we need to do, and that is compare this edge to the original edge. Those edges are just identical. It's usually only that chain along that edge that gets too tight, and as you get more experienced, you loosen it up. But for beginners, that can be a real challenge, and who wants to rip all this out? We've just rescued a beautiful little baby Afghan.
Hi, this is Mary Matz, creator of Twisted Yarns. Thank you for watching this video. Please take a moment and subscribe by clicking my picture if you'd like to see more videos like this. Happy crocheting!